First of all, I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone for coming today on behalf of my new wife and I. We're really glad that so many of you could be here. Appreciate quite a lot of you have come quite a long way and you've all given up your weekends, so we're really grateful that you have made the effort to be here. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of family members who have been big parts of our lives and friends as well that can't be here, so we are glad that you guys have been able to be here to share our special day. So you don't have to drink to all of the toasts I raise, as there will be quite a lot. But first of all, I would just like to raise a toast to friends and family. I'll move on and say...
I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll move on and say thank you to Gavin and Jane first, my new in-laws. They've been great. They were great helping us plan the wedding today, and we definitely wouldn't have been able to share the wedding in such an amazing venue as this without their help. So we are really grateful for them for, as I say, supporting us today, helping us make decisions along the way. Obviously we made a last minute one with the weather, but up until now I think we've made lots of good ones, so I think they've been great along the way. In addition to that, they're always happy to lend us support and advice. They've lent us tools. Gavin mentioned the scaffolding, drill for our extractor fan, which we definitely wouldn't have been able to finish without that. And it's great to know that they're always there to offer us support when we need it. They always show a keen interest in what we're doing as well, whether that be finding out about work, the latest cycle I'm doing, and even though I'm sure Gavin isn't that interested in our guinea pigs, they do always show a genuine interest to know what we're doing, so it's great. The rest of Tash's family have been great as well, and they've always kind of welcomed me and their family with open arms. There's been days out, parties, we've been to the Olympic Stadium, horse racing. There's been lots of great events, so I appreciate that Tash's family have welcomed me so openly. And it's pretty safe to say you're onto a winner when your mother-in-law makes a mean pavlova. So for always being there for us and helping us plan the wedding today, I'd like to raise a toast to Gavin and Jane. I'll move on and say thank you to my parents. Much like Gavin and Jane, they're always there for us, and they seem willing to drop everything in an instant to help us, which is great. Gavin mentioned they bought the booze today, which it looks like people are enjoying, and hopefully the cake will be great later as well. Since we bought a house last year, I've lost track of how much time they've spent at our house, particularly my dad, and I've already learnt quite a lot from him in DIY, although he's perhaps not quite as agile as he used to be. I think we work quite well as a team. So I'm really grateful for the offer, for the help he's lent. And I think I'm able to act as quite a calming influence to his sometimes shorter temper. I'm told I get that from my mum, and I'm grateful to the way that both my parents have brought me up. They've been great parents, filling all kinds of different roles, from football coach to chef, laundry service, and taxi driver. So it's great that they've always been there. They show nothing but enthusiasm as well. When me and Darren were smashing up the garden with a football, when we were, obviously I crashed Mum's car on the way home from college. The bass guitar phase, which Sutcliffe might mention in his speech maybe. And more recently, my healthy diet suggestions. So having put up with that for 27 years, they'll know better than anyone what Tash let herself in for. So for being great parents and always being there for me and Tash, I'd like to raise a toast to my parents, to Nigel and Elise. I'll move on and just say thank you to Mary and Jenny and the bridesmaids. They both look great today. And I really appreciate the effort you guys put into Tash's hen do. She had an awesome weekend, and it was great to hear how much fun she had when she got back, which was quality. And I think the personal touch is what made it so special. So I do really appreciate the effort you guys put in. As I say, I know she had fun. Obviously, yeah, there's some photos over there. The lower down ones are perhaps the cruder ones from the live drawing. So yeah, you might want to stoop down to see those.
No.
Yeah, or not. But yeah, it was great to hear how much fun everyone had. And it's great to know that so many people went and had a great time on that weekend. As I say, I think everyone had fun. So it's great to know that Tash has got so many awesome friends who are always there for her. But Mary and Jenny in particular have been friends with Tash for a long time. So I do really appreciate that. And please join me in raising a toast to Mary and Jenny. I'll just say a quick thank you to the ushers as well, to Chris, Jez and Darren. They've perhaps done some of the dirty work today that goes unnoticed, kind of herding people around, handing out confetti, moving things, those kind of things. But those are things that make the day tick. So we're really grateful that they've been able to do that. And despite my brother working in China for a year and travelling for 6 months, he was able to draw the picture that's on our invite and a lot of the stationery. So again, cheers for that, brother. So again, I'd like to raise a thank you to the ushers. The next person I'd like to thank is Sutcliffe. He'll no doubt humiliate me shortly and probably end what's left of our friendship after. Well, I was going to say, it's pretty much hanging by a thread after you failed to return me from the stag in one piece. But seriously, it was an easy choice to choose Sutcliffe as my best man. We've been friends for 20 years since he arrived as a new kid at Heather Ridge. We shared lots of great moments. As I say, I'll let him touch on those in the next speech. Having known him for as long as I've had, it's fairly safe to say that organisation isn't something you would associate with Sutcliffe. But the organisation of the stag do was great. From a volleyball on the beach, dodgeball, Spurs quiz, scavenger hunt. It was a great weekend, and again, thanks to everyone that came, particularly for Sutcliffe for organising it. As I say, it was an awesome weekend. So for being my best man, one of my best friends, and riding with me in an ambulance in Lagos, I'd like to say a big thank you to Sutcliffe. There's a couple of other people that we'd just like to say a quick thank you to Tim and Evie for taking the photos today, and Chris and Lucas for videoing as they are now. We really appreciate you guys being able to capture the day. No doubt we'll look back at the photos and videos for years to come, and we'll say we're really grateful that you've been able to do that. And also to Mark and Katie and my dad for doing the readings earlier. They were delivered great, and appreciate it's not the easiest thing to stand up in front of people and speak, so thank you for doing it earlier. We do appreciate that. So I suppose that brings me on to one more person, my beautiful new wife. Wait. I just want to say how amazing you looked earlier as you walked down the aisle. As soon as the gate opened, it was kind of great to see you coming down the aisle. And I hope you know how happy you've made me today in agreeing to become my wife. It's awesome. Who would have thought that... Who would have thought I'd marry someone who I kissed for the first time at the Edge? Thankfully, it's been an upward trend since then. And we've shared lots of amazing moments together. And I know there'll be loads more as husband and wife. I can't really wait to see what the future holds. It'll be awesome. As my dad mentioned, we did have some time apart. And then we got back together for my master's year of uni. And Tash made the effort, as my dad said, to travel up the M1 regularly to sunny Loughborough, to stay in my student digs that are cleaned on an occasional basis, I would say, without complaining at all. And I think the effort that Tash put in then is one of the reasons why we're here now. The long distance relationship was a breeze, really, and I'm really grateful for putting that effort in. I don't think we'd be here if you hadn't made that effort. During that year, we also had our first ski trip, a holiday to Avoriaz. I don't know quite how I managed to convince Tash to go skiing, but she seemed more than happy. And after the first day, we met up at lunchtime. She knows what's coming. She told me how great she was, which I obviously thought was brilliant news, only for her then to pretty much fall the whole way down the next run that we did, which obviously wasn't great for either of our moods. No. But Tash's determination to become better has seen her become a great skier. That, and I think the offer of a crepe at the end of every day skiing, I think she almost enjoys it as much as I do now. So I'm really pleased that she was willing to embrace one of the things that I love most. And as I say, we now love it equally as much, I think. Since then, we've shared lots of amazing adventures, most notably our trips to Vietnam and Cambodia, where we spent a day at Angkor Wat, which for me was amazing. We cycled round on crappy bikes in 35-degree heat, and we're up at 4 a.m. for sunrise. It was an amazing day, and I'm not sure how many people would have agreed to do such a thing on their holiday. But thankfully I found someone who is keen to do that. And I think Tash's willingness to travel, explore and try new things are some of the many things that I love about her. She's even agreed to do a sunrise trek on our honeymoon. We'll probably be up at 3 a.m. for that. And she would openly admitted that she wouldn't have expected to buy walking boots for the honeymoon, but she has, and she's willing to do it, which is great. Realistically, there's never a dull moment with Tash. She's one of the clumsiest people I know. Really chatty, very sociable, and as I say, these are all the things that make her the amazing person that she is. One of the other things that I love about her is how competitive she is. I'm sure enough people in this room have witnessed her board games or sports to know how much she hates losing. And for those of you that haven't, you'll no doubt get to see it later when I beat her at table football.
No, you won't. I'll win.
So as I say, I think the competitiveness, as my dad mentioned earlier on, I think it's one of the many similarities that Tash and I share. And people often say that it's opposites that attract, but actually I think it's similarities that keep people together. And obviously Tash has more hair than I do. She's clearly more chatty. But I think the reason we make such a great team is because we are very similar. We make similar decisions when doing stuff around the house, choosing holidays, deciding what to do. And I think that's what makes us such a great team. And I know that we'll be really happy as husband and wife. So for being so amazing, and being the amazing, agreeing to marry me today, I'd like to raise a toast to my new wife, to Tash. That's me kind of done, really. Thank you.